Welcome to Albums Anonymous. I'm Troy. That's Ryan. You can think of this as your weekly radio show where we bring you the freshest new tracks from the Permanent Record Studio. Normally, we actually center the episode around a specific album that we love, but tonight we have a special episode for you where we are just going to play some oldies but goodies right out of the studio. And so I'm going to pass it over to my good friend and co-founder, Ryan, to get us kicked off with a track. And I would say just take us away to whatever sonic heaven that you would like us to experience.
All right. Incoming sonic heaven. This is Bongo Dave is on meth.
Bongo Dave is on meth. Bongo Dave. Bongo Dave. Bongo Dave is on meth.
That really worked my core.
Yeah. What's Bongo Dave on?
Yeah. So Bongo Dave and the Methies. Bongo Dave is on meth. Well, he's on meth. But I was going to say, like, I think that felt really good to dance with you on that. And I studied some anthropology, okay? I'm not an expert. I'm not an anthropologist. But a lot of humans in olden days, and still today in some cultures, you know, after the day is done, the night goes down, they freaking dance and party to drums and like singing and all that kind of stuff. And it's like fun to just wiggle around and get the wiggles out. And I feel like that's like such a human thing that is kind of lost on modern society. You know, dancing. Why are you anti-dancing? It's just getting the wiggles out.
Anti-dancing. So really, I mean,
We
lost that camera
That's okay.
again.
It's just on me.
But well, what I thought you were going to say is that in the olden days, after all their work is done, people just did meth, which I had a counterpoint to that, which was that they didn't have meth in the olden days. That's actually a fairly new invention. And this is a complete tangent right off the bat for this episode. But I read this book called Blitzed. And it's literally, it's called Blitzed. And the subtitle was the not drugs in the Third Reich. So it's literally about the fact that methamphetamine was basically invented in Germany in the early 1930s or late 1920s, basically as the Nazi Party was coming into power. And they spread it nationwide. It was used across the nation in every way, shape, and form. They had methamphetamine like toothpaste.
What?
They like housewives were using Hausfraus were using methamphetamines just to like do their chores around the house. Like it was totally a huge, massive part of all of Nazi Germany. They started passing it out to soldiers because the biggest threat to Nazi Germany was not any of the outside factors, but it was fatigue.
Wow.
That was like a part of the doctrine, was that fatigue was the biggest threat And so they used this new drug. It was called Pervitin, is what they called it. But it was essentially like Pervitin, but it was essentially a commercially distributed meth that all soldiers were taking in Nazi Germany, which also helps explain how these soldiers were able to commit the kinds of atrocities that they did, because they were completely blitzed out of their fucking minds all the time. And I don't think a single one of those soldiers picked up a bongo and danced. So what's the takeaway here at the opening segment of Albums Anonymous is that if you're going to do meth, at least pick up a bongo and dance.
Yeah. Bongo Dave is one of the few that uses meth right. In my last neighborhood.
By the way, that's not an endorsement of using meth.
No,
it's pretty hard to do meth the right way.
Yeah. My last neighborhood, we live by a couple drug houses. One of them just like sold weed and probably some other stuff. The other one, they sold meth and heroin. So a very diversified portfolio. I would say the heroin addicts, they're more pleasant to be around than the meth heads. The meth heads would try to break into your home at 3 a.m. so they could get more meth. You know what I mean?
In a place that didn't have meth.
Yeah. they just fucking go loony. Meth heads, not cool. The
heroin addicts kind of stay in one place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they might end up on your stoop and eat a banana and drink a Coke, which happened to me. But I was like, hey,
whose stoop did you end up eating a banana on?
Hey, that's not cool, man. It wasn't
what
me.
you said. That's what you said.
It happened to me. I see what you did there. But this is why, man, I had a couple good jokes lined up for the meth thing, but like I totally forgot them. But at least you had a good one.
Well, yeah, I'm sorry. I don't read a lot of books, but like that book genuinely captivated me because you should absolutely read that. I highly recommend that book. I mean, because it's pretty well known, like that Hitler and his inner circle at the top of like Nazi, whatever you call it, leadership, they were all on drugs, like crazy amounts of drugs. It's pretty well known. But like what I didn't know before reading that book was that like virtually the entire military were just handed, it was part of the indoctrination to actually receive all of these drugs that helped them just check out completely. Not just check out, but be able to like stay awake, stay alert, and, you know, not focused, but they were at least like able to like that. The book actually makes the argument, and it's a really compelling argument, that the entire Blitzkrieg campaign to start World War II when they invaded France could not have been done without Pervitin.
Oh shit.
It could not have been done, like, because these soldiers were run to the absolute limit of their physical abilities, and only because they didn't sleep for 5 or 6 days. They just like full on went straight through from Germany all the way to Paris without stopping. And they just, it's all because of this methamphetamine drug that they were all taking.
Jeez.
It's crazy.
That is gnarly, dude.
It's a story that you like don't hear in high school world history, right? Like,
right.
But it's a pretty important component of that whole story.
What I was gonna say is, they could just like combine like history and dare classes all in one. With that teaching,
Yeah.
right? I mean, honestly, don't do drugs because you don't want to turn out like these guys. And then the other thing I was going to say is like, I wonder if like the U.S. military is like sponsored by like, they're probably not sponsored by anything, but like, some soccer teams are sponsored by like Red Bull. There's like a Red Bull soccer team.
Yeah, there's a Formula One Red Bull team.
But
right?
that's Red Bull and meth aren't really like the same league though. Like meth
No.
is like way, way, way gnarlier than
No,
Red
but
Bull.
back in the day they didn't actually know that, right?
Yeah.
Like they just thought it was some miracle drug that like allowed people to just like have these like almost superhuman abilities, but they didn't recognize that the negative effects on the other end of that like that euphoric feeling actually ends at a certain point, and then all of a sudden you're in a very dark place
Oh, sure, yeah.
that like goes south real fast.
Dude, this sounds like what's
Anyway.
happening. This whole like meth thing, like this meth, the Pervitin just purging through the veins of all these Nazis. And this might be a weird comparison, especially with that setup. Not the best setup, but this is kind of how like people are like thinking of. This is how I feel about AI right now. Like people are just like in this like fad of AI, like, oh, this is the best thing ever. Like let's, they're just looking at it like, how does it benefit me, kind of thing. And it's what people do, like, and it's what people did with like, marijuana. But at least, the worst thing that can happen is somebody just joins a reggae band with marijuana, but, or you shouldn't drive high, this kind of things. But like I feel like we're in this like AI fad right now where like, just the adoption of it to like, stay competitive is just outweighing anything else. And so, some people are thinking about the consequences, but a lot of the people that are like pulling the strings and making the decisions aren't. So I'm not saying this is the same as meth, but it's
Certainly, I see the comparison that you're making. It's definitely not the same thing as meth, but
No.
that I understand the comparison. And it's interesting because I have a lot of students that it's very split among the youth that I interact with, that a lot of the creative types are very, very against using AI in any way. There's a lot of students that have no problem with it, but there's a real moral dilemma among a lot of the younger generation with like why are we actually using this?
yeah.
And there's a lot of young people who are deciding that they're just not going to use it at all. And the thing that I just can't, I just keep coming back to that I can't get out of my head is like, it's happening. And it's happening.
Yeah.
It's happening, and there's just no way it's not happening unless all civilization just like collapses all at once, which is a possibility. But it wouldn't be because of AI that happens. I don't think. I think there's a lot of factors that could go into that.
So the entropy of it all, I feel it too, right?
Yeah, there's a lot going into that. But certainly AI would have a part in that, and probably a significant part in that if that were to come to fruition. But But I don't know if there's just no way to actually stop it.
No, there isn't.
You know, like you can't, the cat's out of the bag. It's like nuclear weapons are once they're there, they're there.
Yeah.
And you can't
Mitigate.
go back to a world where there's not nuclear weapons. Just like there's AI now, and you just can't go back to a world where there isn't AI. You're just not, and I don't know.
Agreed. Well, at least we don't use AI on this podcast. We have a song here called Marshall Farts by Gasoline Dion. Do you want to listen to that one?
Fucking love this song, dude. Let's hear it.
Swift moves and karate chops. We spar in the dojo, we jab, weave, bop and drop. My roundhouse kicks are insurmountable, but my deadliest attack will keep you accountable. It's not a punch, kick, arm, or a sweep of the leg. This move comes from within after I've had some eggs. I call this martial arts, the deadliest attack. It'll rip out your heart, make your eyes roll back. One whiff and you're done. I perfected this art, flag of the rising sun. You're no match for martial arts. This is my fight song, I know karate. This is my fight song, I'm a taekwondo. Come at me with your judo and jujitsu. Give me all you got, won't be no issue. I've got a fragrance held deep within my loins. When I let it out, your training lost its point. Try me, I'm waiting, I know you can't beat me. This ain't no fair fight, you're trying, I'm yawning. Step aside, save your breath, run along, take a scoot off, achieve master status with one gnarly silent tool. I call this martial arts, the deadliest attack. It'll rip out your heart, make your eyes roll back. One whiff and you're done. I perfected this art, flag of the rising sun. You're no match for martial arts. Hey, 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 hey. This is my fight song, I know karate. This is my fight song, I'm a taekwondo. I call this martial arts, the deadliest attack. It'll rip out your heart, make your eyes roll back. One whiff and you're done. I'm perfected this art, flag of the rising sun. You're no match for martial arts.
Love it. So the instrumentation used in the song, is that like a flute? And then like, is that like a sitar like instrument? Like what's that kind of like plucky sounding?
No, what's the name of that song? It's a Chinese instrument where it's like, it looks like a gourd on the bottom, you know, and it's got this stick, a long bamboo stick that goes out the top. And I think it's one or maybe two strings that goes from the bottom to the top, and they kind of like bend the strings without actually attaching to any frets or anything. I think it's like a
Okay.
boing, boing, you know, like that kind of thing.
Cool.
I forget the name of that instrument.
Wow. That's, I can't believe you picked that out of there.
Well, you actually picked it out.
Well, I thought
But I
it
was
was a sitar,
elaborating
but like I mean, it didn't quite sound like a sitar. Like
No, it's no.
like I could pick out a sitar, but like I couldn't identify this instrument. And I've taken some world music classes, bro. You know, so that one threw me for a loop.
You know that I I know that you're a big Beatles fan, like I am, right?
Yeah.
Like, I think one of the more fascinating parts of the Beatles, and there's so many fascinating parts about the Beatles, but George Harrison tried to get into sitar when they like went to India. They had their whole like spiritual awakening thing where they were going through their like midlife crisis in their mid-20s.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
which, you know, in
Makes
a sad
sense.
way actually was George Harrison's midlife crisis. And anyways, that's a really sad note. But when you do the math on like how long he lived,
Yeah. I get it.
John as well. Anyways, but one really interesting thing that George Harrison said about that period of his life is like he got really into the sitar when he started learning about, and he tried to like learn how to play it, but he realized at a certain point that it was such a complex instrument and took such a crazy long time to like actually master that he was like, you know what, I'm just gonna stick with guitar. He was like,
That's George Harrison.
I'm just gonna stick with guitar, and he.
Dude, that was a good impression.
I know. I can do a pretty good George Harrison impression, but like, what was really interesting about that was when he started talking about Ravi Shankar, and he, you know, and he was like, everyone in my whole life was trying to impress me, and Ravi Shankar was the first person who truly impressed me, you know, and so ever since that moment when I heard that interview, I was like, Ravi Shankar must have some sort of magic to him if George Harrison, of all people, had that to say about him, where like he had never been impressed by anybody until he like saw Ravi Shankar play the sitar. And did you know, and I think this is true, don't quote me on it, but look it up, but don't look it up in case it's not true. But I think Norah Jones is Ravi Shankar's daughter. Is that right? Am I right about that? Somebody look that up.
What?
Can we have a producer look that up?
We don't have a producer, bro. Wait. No, we still don't.
Jamie?
No, we don't have
Jamie, can you look that up?
Wrong show. Wrong show. Stop playing footsie with me, dude. Okay, well, wow.
Okay, that was a lot to unpack.
That was a
Sorry.
lot. That was- whose daughter was Agatha Christie?
Well, that's a whole different thing
Yeah.
that we're talking about there. Okay, I'm looking
I like
this up.
I like chick lit murder mysteries from a young age. Agatha Christie, shout
Ravi
out.
Shankar daughter, Norah Jones.
Really?
Yeah.
She was an
I'm
author.
not joking. No, what?
An author of a song, or
You don't know who Norah Jones is?
she sings like those like songs you hear at Rated.
Norah Jones, born in 1979. She's a multi-Grammy winning singer, songwriter, and pianist known for global hits like Don't Know Why.
Oh, I don't know why I didn't know that before.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, Norah Jones is a very, very, very well-known and popular pop singer. But
Yeah.
she is Ravi Shankar's daughter.
Damn. I have some theories why George Harrison was like, no. I don't know. That wasn't
No,
as
try
good
it.
as
Try it. Let's hear it.
No, damn it. Once you put the pressure on me, I just couldn't do it. But like fuck that. I'm going to just stick to guitar because sitar, well, in India, they use a 24 note scale.
Right.
And we use a 12 note
Yep.
scale. So they got twice as many pitches to deal with than we do. So like your American
Yeah.
ear And
What do they call them? Intertones or something?
semitones.
Semitones. That, yeah.
If you're an amazing American musician, you're gonna be like in for like a cultural loop when you try to learn the sitar, which would be a really fun challenge because you're like you're a baby again, you know. Put on those diapers because you have to train your ear to hear these semitones now, and like because your ear's so trained to hear a 12 note scale.
Yeah.
And now you're hearing double. So it's
And
pretty.
you have to cut that interval in half.
Yeah.
In a lot of cases, and that's not easy to do later in life. I remember specifically. I remember traveling in Southeast Asia, and like I started eating a lot of Indian food in Southeast Asia because like I kind of got tired of Thai food after traveling around Thailand for a while, and like there were these Indian guys that would hang out outside of these Indian restaurants, and they would just like try to get tourists into the restaurant, right? And they would a lot of them would just be like singing these random kind of Indian melodies, and like I remember being like really captivated by them being able to like hit these like really specific intertonal notes that were like they were halfway between the tones that I'm expecting them to sing. And I remember like listening to them like singing you know, I'm not even going to try to do that.
Please don't.
And I didn't. I didn't, but I did, but I didn't, but I won't. But anyways, you know what I'm saying? Like they were like hitting these very specific notes that I wasn't expecting to hear with my own ears. And I remember being like really captivated by that and starting to look into that more. And that ultimately led me to like kind of exploring this world of those like semitones and stuff. There's a band called King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard. Have you heard of that? This band? They play guitars that are semitone guitars.
No
so
shit.
The frets, it's crazy when you look at the frets on the fretboard. On a traditional guitar, they're spaced very cleanly. They get incrementally smaller as you get closer to that 12th fret down on the fretboard, right? And then on the other side of it, they get incrementally bigger, right? But in a smaller way. On their fretboards, it's like bigger, half the size, slightly bigger than that, and then half the size again. It's like crazy the way the frets are like spaced out on this guitar that they play. And it's really weird to look at. But I don't know. I've never actually looked into the difference between a sitar and a like semitone guitar, like what they play. But I imagine it's like somewhat similar, right? Like it's got to be the same sort of idea of what they're doing. But I honestly don't even know how many strings are on a sitar now that I'm saying that out loud. Do you know?
I don't either. That's interesting. I didn't even know there's semitone guitars, but it makes sense. Like, do you have a favorite album from them? Because that would be like an interesting one. Because like that's one of those bands where like maybe I've heard a song here and there, and I've heard the name definitely, but like I haven't like gotten into their discography. But I would.
Yeah, let me. I can't think of a particular album off the top of my head, but I think right in this moment, I'm gonna like look into it. Oh, excuse me, that was a little burp. I'm gonna look into it, and I'm gonna decide on an album from them that we should
Yeah.
we should cover on this podcast because
No rush.
that's a very unique artist. I think they put out a crazy number of albums in a relatively short period of time, and I think it's worth exploring for sure. I've listened to a number of their songs, but I don't think I've ever listened to any of their albums like front to back.
Yeah.
I'm sure that I haven't. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna look into that.
Cool.
That's good.
We have a song by Kall of Booty that I want to play. Kall of Booty has been getting a little spike on that Costco food court song, but to be honest, I'm a little tired of listening to that one. It's good. It's really good if you haven't heard it. But I want to hear this one. It's about one of his various kinks that he's into. This song's called Extraterrestrial by Kall of Booty.
Through the Kuiper belt, sounding like a community from an unknown ancient civilization across the glowing nebulae, where time is merely a suggestion. Zero G drift is silent, the data stream flows backwards. Hit a singularity, hum a morpho low frequency. The sub-zero bass drone vibrates the listen skull. But I'm loving it, extra deep breath, I want my face in it. Alien hub, I wanna click on furry, so I click on the video, looking kinda blurry. Alien hub, waiting for the load up. Six slim green action, I'm about to show up. Need a break, scroll, scroll, scroll. I'm edging for show, thought I hated this, but I lost control. Dimension. Should I sign up to give me some green to these A&B cups? Me and my girl got a shared bank account, so I stick to free stuff when I crank one out. But I got some crypto, some millennial coins, so I play with that while I tap my groin. Kall of Booty all alone, watching creatures on my phone. I'm in the bone zone, and I didn't plan it. Gonna war on myself with girls from another planet.
It's so wrong, but I'm loving it. Extra T-breast try.
Extra deep breath, try, want my face in it. Alien hub, I wanna click on furry, so I click on the video, looking kinda blurry. Alien hub, waiting for the load up. Six slim green action, I'm about to show up. Need a break, scroll, scroll, scroll. I'm edging for show, thought I hated this, but I lost control.
Matthews. What's that on your phone? Oh no, I good on you.
Who's Carl James Matthews? Is that what that said?
I think that might be Kall of Booty's like real name.
Really?
I think so.
Okay.
You didn't know that?
Are you
dude?
sure?
You didn't know that?
Why would I know that?
Well, you've heard the song before, for one.
To be totally honest, I like barely remember hearing this song before. It's a really good song, and
Yeah.
I'm glad that I heard it again.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what's up.
But the Carl James Matthews part, like, actually really stood out to me. Like, where did that come from? What does
think-
that mean?
I think that's his full name. And the alien chick good on him. Because aliens are different, so, you know. But
Can we play Fart Garfunkel by
Yeah.
Gasoline Dion?
yes, let's move on from that. That would be great.
Because I haven't heard this song in a while, and
Okay.
I honestly, like, I've been wanting to kind of hear it again so I can learn it
Yeah, I want to
and
learn
actually
it too.
play it, because I think it wouldn't be too hard to pick up on the guitar,
Yeah.
and I think it'd be a fun song to play. And I think you and I could do a pretty special rendition of this song if we really put our minds to it, and I think we should.
We should.
But let's listen to it right here,
Okay.
and let's just see if maybe we can pick apart the chord progression
All right.
and
What is
maybe we
that?
can cover it.
What is that? A G? Yeah.
Let's
go
see.
for it.
Hello, darkness, rear end. I've let one out of you again. And in the darkness, you are reeking the smell of something that is fleeting. And the atmosphere, as wafted through this space, still remains the sound of breaking wind.
Stepped on a duck and cut the cheese. Through narrow hole will blow the breeze. The silent stillness broke by tooting. The noxious gases are cahooting. And the warm air filled the aura of the room.
Sweep and swoon. Felt the sound of breaking wind. Open the oven, made air biscuits. A barbecue that's smoking brisket. Fill up the crock pot for rump roasting. Too many mozzarella
And ham toasties.
and the pungent warmness wafted out the door, ripe odor to taste the sound of breaking wind.
And the
People sobbed and wept
as the fetid foul smell crept.
to burn their eyes as though their nose was thinking.
And left them not without the sound of stinking.
The sound of breaking wind. The sound of breaking wind.
As Maggie, my almost 4-year-old, would say, "What the?" to burn their eyes as if their nose was thinking.
Yes.
Let me unpack that, as they say on NPR, for a bit. To burn their
And left them not without the sound of stinking.
which is a fantastic line.
come on, dude.
I know.
Like,
it's so
it's-
good. Like, dude, listening, All right. Off camera, he mentioned we should learn the song. It's actually pretty musically hard. This is a hard song.
I think we could do it.
We
And I
could do
think,
it.
and I
It's
think,
gonna take a while though, bro. It's like
yeah. But I think it's worth it because I think that the harder it is, the more impressive it is too. At the same time, you know, like
Yeah, that's true.
I'm up to the challenge. I know I can do it. You know, finger picking that broken chord progression. I can definitely do that, and I can sing to it. But that's all that we need.
Yeah.
We just need the 2-part harmony.
Dude, we'd have to practice this a lot to get it sounding good. Let's see.
It's
Can I
very
try it? It's just the first part.
you'd want the
this?
Taylor right there. And honestly, I haven't played that in several weeks. It's probably
Out of tune,
really
huh?
out of tune, but you can try it.
I probably shouldn't.
Go ahead. Let's see.
Oh God.
Dude, don't break it.
I know it's a tight area. I probably shouldn't do this.
Let's see.
Let's see.
I have a feeling it
G.
might need a capo.
Oh, that first note's G. I have a feeling it might need a capo as well. Yeah.
No, actually that might be right.
No, this is not going to happen. This is not going to happen, folks.
Yeah, this is not the place to try and show off.
Dude, I was trying to show off, but it didn't work out.
So I do think you nailed it on the G though, because that is a G.
I think there is some sort of capo going on though.
But
yeah, well, the first note's a G.
Yes.
The first chord isn't necessarily a G. I don't think the first chord's a G. I think it's like a bass note. I don't know what the first chord is.
well, we've got a launching off point here.
Yeah.
So
We don't use AI, but
we're gonna have to
Yeah.
ask Gasoline Dion. Well, I don't know. She's busy.
she's busy.
But-
We'll figure it out. Yeah.
Either way, like I think you and I could cover that song, and I think we would do a pretty good job of it too.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful song, though, is it not?
It is so beautiful. That would have been so cool if I nailed that the first time, though. I'm just not that good. But if I did, that would have been really cool.
Dude, don't beat yourself up.
No.
Nobody's that good.
No, actually, some
There's-
people.
Well, some people
are that good.
Some people might
Yeah.
be that good, but
They are.
but that would have been a truly impressive feat. I would have been out of my socks impressed, and I'm not even wearing socks.
Wow, that's big. So let's unpack that line.
What would have
I
been
have questions about this line because I want to know if you know what this means. The eyes and the nose. What is that line again?
Yeah, what do they say there? They burn their eyes as though their nose was thinking, and left them not without the sound of stinking.
Okay, it burned their eyes. Yeah, I got the ahs. I got that far. It burned their eyes.
As though their nose was thinking.
That is really hard to compute. So the fart's so bad that like that it's coming through the eyes. But the nose is passing messages to the eyes,
Well, I think
like thinking. Is that closer?
I want to say that it's simply a metaphor for the fact that the smell is so strong And the only way to truly capture that is through a multi-sensory experience in which the nose is so in tune with the smell that it's actually causing it to have its own thoughts.
Wow. Fuck.
Wow. Yeah, I know.
Very meta there.
It's the only
Blew my
Yeah,
mind, dude.
Yeah. Blew my nose. I think I don't know. Like I think Gasoline Dion is genuine like lyrical genius.
Agreed. During that conversation, and I'm sorry to cut you off, but I was just thinking about that show, Arrested Development, where David Cross's character,
Yeah.
he joins the Blue Man Group, and then at one point he's like, "I just blued myself." And by the way, David Cross was really funny in this like sitcom called Just Shoot Me Too. He played this guy who was like handicapped, but he turns out he actually wasn't. He just pretended his entire life that he was handicapped so that people would do shit for him. And like, so part of that show, like people are kind of like sort of finding out, like sort of like suspicious of Maya, you know, like Maya's brother, which is David Cross's character. They worked at like kind of like a Cosmo magazine office or something like that. And yeah, David Cross's character was Maya's sister. And like the only reason why people would be suspicious is because he would like try to hit on girls. It's such a funny character. Whoever thought of that character is a genius. But there's an episode where he was like trying to like prove that he was, what's the term now? In the 90s, it was
mentally challenged.
Yeah. It was different. And so he's like, chicken butt, chicken butt, chicken butt, bye. Just look that up. It's a hilarious clip. That show is actually pretty funny. David Spade was in it, and yeah, a lot of it. Yeah.
So I did not know that David Cross was in that show. I remember vaguely seeing like trailers for that show in commercials on TV, but like I've definitely never seen any of that show. And I didn't know that David Cross was in that.
It's funny.
Pretty funny.
David Spade's in it, David Cross. Yeah.
Any other Davids?
No. I don't, not that I know of.
Okay. Should we play some more music? I feel like
yeah.
I mean, we listened to some Gasoline Dion. We have not in a very long time played any Robert Dinero.
Hell yeah. Let's do some back-to-backs.
Yeah. Which one should we play first? Because there's only two that I know of, and we got to talk to Robert about this too, because I think that there's a lot more material there that we could dig into.
Get in the studio, bro.
Bro, seriously. Can we... Let's just start with Godfather Part Dos.
I wanted to start with the other one. Just
okay,
because
fine. Yeah.
It was just so
that.
funny
Yeah,
playing that at level and seeing people's reactions.
Yeah.
But I'll respect your recommendation. If you want to do
No.
Okay.
By all means,
All right.
I think either way, you can't go wrong with this.
Can't go wrong. All right, we're gonna do it back to back.
These are so good, and we haven't played them so long.
I know.
So treat for your ears.
Meet the Parents by Robert De Niro. Let's go.
Yo, I'm watching the front door, got my eyes on the scene. My daughter's with this man, a male nurse, he's got the last name Fokker, can't make that up, son. Looks me in the eyes, thinks this whole thing is fun. But I'm a professional, got a feeling in my gut. This guy's a liar, a menace, a real low-class mutt. Got the polygraph ready, the pressure's on high. He's sweating already, can't even tell me why. He's touching my cat, my main man. Jinx the real air, I'm a Burns, I don't care. I'm just here to declare I have nipples, Greg, could you milk me?
Oh yeah, you can milk anything with nipples.
I have nipples, Greg, could you milk me?
Oh yeah, you can milk anything with nipples.
You broke the urn, the sacred vessel of my kin. Grandma's ashes scattered a cardinal sin. Then you mess with my boat, my beautiful dream. You just wanna cause trouble, it's a reoccurring theme. You think you're a player, a man of great might, but you can't even handle a simple family night. You're a disgrace to men, a danger to all. And your future with my daughter is destined to fall. You can't even lie right, can't even be real. You're a fake, a phony, that's how I feel. I have nipples, Greg, could you milk me?
Oh yeah, you can milk anything with nipples.
I have nipples, Greg, could you milk me?
Oh yeah, you can milk anything with nipples.
I will be watching you. And if I find that you are trying to corrupt my firstborn child, I will bring you down. Baby, I will bring you down to Chinatown.
I have nipples, Greg, could you milk me?
Oh yeah, you can milk anything with nipples.
I have nipples, Greg, could you milk me?
Oh yeah, you can milk anything with nipples.
I will be watching you.
I will listen to the next one.
Yeah, let's go straight into it.
I was gonna
Robert De Niro.
Okay.
Yo, it's your boy Young Vito, fresh out the old country. Yo, it's your boy Young Vito, fresh out the old country. Got a new flow, so sweet like a mascarpone cannoli. They call me Corleone, but don't get it twisted. See, I'm just trying to live right with my family, word of me. I got my pinky ring shining, my suit is so crisp. Walk into the bakery, get a complimentary kiss. For notes you tried to press me, talking about protection fees. I just blinked real slow, whispered, listen to the breeze. He wanted my money like he thought I was a fool. I said, hold up, Payson, let's keep it really cool. Went to his apartment with a 20 in my hand. Came out with his dignity all across the land. Heard him coughing later, felt a little bad, I guess. But a man's gotta eat, gotta handle all the stress. Oh, I make an offer, it's a deal you can't refuse. Unless you're lactose intolerant, then maybe just a few. I got my cat on my lap, plotting world domination, while I'm just trying to find some fresh bread at the station. Capiche, no capiche, it's all good, my friend. Just don't mess with the family or your life will surely end. It's a business, a pleasure, a life full of pasta. Just building an empire, la mia casa, la tua casa. Got a problem with the landlord, he's a real mean old guy, charging too much rent, making the poor people cry. Just give me a moment, I'll go have a little chat, bring him a fresh pastry and a friendly pad. He'll agree to your terms, lower the cost right down. I find a horse head in his bed just outside of town. Just kidding, mostly it's all about negotiation. See, with a twinkle in my eye and a little bit of glee, my son Michael's taking over. He's a serious dude, I'm just here for the meatballs and the general mood. Got my garden growing, tomatoes so red, thinking about retirement, just chilling in my bed. Oh, I make an offer, it's a deal you can't refuse. Unless you're lactose intolerant, then maybe just a few. I got my cat on my lap, plotting world domination, while I'm just trying to find some fresh bread at the station. Capiche, no capiche, it's all good, my friend. Just don't mess with the family or your life will surely end. It's a business, a pleasure, a life full of pasta. Just building an empire, la mia casa, la tua casa.
Hey, I'm gonna make you an offer you like very much. Perhaps some olives. A capiche. A capiche.
That song's sick too.
Fuck yeah, dude.
I was gonna say the song before is like a little racist, where he's like take you down to Chinatown. Like, what does that mean? Or is it just that it rhymes? I mean, Chinatown's great.
I don't know. I think you're looking a little too deeply into that one.
Okay.
That's
Cancel culture,
yeah,
rising up.
yeah. Chinatown.
Yeah, I mean that's just where they're going.
Yeah, I think that might be a line from the movie Chinatown.
Oh.
Starring Jack Nicholson. It
Oh.
could be. I actually don't know.
Because this is all inspired by the Godfather movies, right?
Well, I think Robert De Niro is inspired by Robert De Niro movies.
Oh,
I mean, the first one that that you played
Is
there.
Chinatown a movie?
Chinatown is it's not a Robert De Niro movie, but it's a very, very famous, well-regarded movie from
See, that's the problem with the left
early
these days.
1970s. I think 1970. It might be 1970.
Yeah.
It's what's his name? Jack Nicholson movie. Anyways,
Yeah.
I think you're given I don't know.
Yeah. It's the problem with the left. That's why we need
little too
Reggaenomics.
deeply on that.
That's why we need Reggaenomics in our life.
Yeah.
Don't you think?
Yeah.
Some
let's
trickle
play
down
some
love or make
Reggaenomics.
America high again. What sounds good to you?
Make America High Again. Let's play
Yeah.
that.
Let's do it, Maha.
Oh, make America high again. From east to west via plane or a train. Build up the wall, higher back Mike Pence. Forgive the offense, let the sweet smoke commence. Oh, make America high again. It's our truth, your truth. Grow a brand new strain. Legalize, harmonize. Look into my red eyes. Everyone's high beneath the red, white, and blue skies. Put on your red hats, rat out them Democrats. Get control of the house, we're elephants, not scared of mouse. Take out the little trash, $40 an egg for orange crush. Yes, MAGA is sweet, but Maya has weed. Oh, make America high again. From east to west by a plane or a train. Build up the wall, higher back Mike Pence. Forgive the offense, let the sweet smoke commence. Oh, make America high again. It's our truth, your truth. Grow a brand new strain. Legalize, harmonize. Look into my red eyes. Everyone's high beneath the red, white, and blue sky. They talk about the stolen votes, the rigging of the poll. Well, I got Cheech and Chong OG to soothe my tired soul. Stop the steal, but first go and fill the grinder up. Roll a fat baseball bat joint, spark that beautiful bitch up. We want to rebuild nation in our own image. Pass the joint round like a basketball scrimmage. Yes, my guy has the promise, but my has the bud. The real American dream is sticky, icky suds. From east to west via plane or a train. Build up the wall, lie back, Mike Pence. Forgive the offense, let the sweet smoke commence. Oh, make America high again. It's our truth, your truth. Grow a brand new strain. Legalize, harmonize. Look into my red eyes. Everyone's high beneath the red, white, and blue skies.
Some good lessons in there. I mean, to all those barons out there, smoke more weed. Yeah. That's all I got to say about that one. I think the world would be a better place. So, Reggaenomics is on the pulse, man, you know? Isn't there a lot of redistricting going on or some shit like that in politics right now?
There does seem to be an inordinate amount of, I don't know how else to say it, but straight up brazen corruption.
Right. But isn't that
And
like
the redistricting is
part of it?
Is right at the forefront because that shit is fucking needs to stop. The redistricting shit is crazy.
Yeah, it is.
It's gotten to a point where we can't have an actual democracy with that shit going on.
Right.
It's fucking crazy.
With that said, Reaganomics, hey, we don't like their politics, but they're good. So, you know, what are we going to do? They have a song called Redistrict Rick. So let's hear it.
Who's that? That's Ronald Reagan come to stay, man. Rick and man, I have a plan, man. And here it goes. Redistrict Rick, he's a prick, but donkey deserves it. Gerrymander salamander is the worst, but donkey is also a big fat jerk. Redistrict Rick red, white and blue. You make the rules, make us money too. Gerrymander salamander is so cool because I need my infinity pool. Redistrict Rick, he's a prick, but donkey deserves it. Gerrymander salamander is the worst, but donkey is also a big fat jerk. We just love to win. Gerrymander salamander up in Texas. Redrawing lines makes you me pissed. Strongly worded letters to president, but T-man don't read, that's evident. But he can draw some boobs. Redistrict Rick, he's a prick, but donkey deserves it. Gerrymander salamander is the worst, but donkey is also a big fat jerk. Redistrict Rick to Missouri. Redistrict Rick. Redistrict Rick to Alabama. Redistrict Rick. Redistrict Rick to the Utah. Redistrict Rick. Redistrict Rick, elephant savior. Redistrict Rick, he's a prick, but donkey deserves it. Gerrymander salamander is the worst, but donkey is also a big fat jerk. We just love to win. Rick and Mander, Slick Rick and the band of Fanders, yeah!
mean, you could tell that's Reggaenomics old stuff. Like it's like a different singer. The sound quality is not as good, but it's still.
I mean, it's conservative reggae,
Yeah.
which is their niche.
That's
and
right.
they captured that early on. And I
Yeah.
feel like it still hasn't quite caught fire because I think conservatives are still pretty conservative.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, we've been failing Reaganomics as a label. We just keep talking about creating a truth account, and both of us are too pussy to do it.
Yeah, we haven't.
We haven't done. This is what on the project board.
Truth Social needs a reggae band
It needs it
so bad.
And like
we owe it to the world to create a Truth Social account specifically for Reggaenomics to spread their message of conservative love.
yes, and and I think what I was saying earlier with like all the barons of the world need to get high. Like if these guys get on Truth and Republicans start listening to a reggae that reflects their values, it might be a good entry point to weed. Yay. Chill them out, please, God. And then also other reggae bands, and all other of them are not conservative reggae bands. Like literally every single one of the other ones are not, So it might be a great entry point for them to be like, yo, reggae is great. What about Sublime? What about, whatever else, right?
Explore some revolution.
Yeah.
The Green. Have you heard of The Green?
I haven't.
They're kind of almost like of a Christian reggae band. They're
Interesting.
really good though. Like they're fantastic reggae band from
Damn.
Hawaii.
Oh, okay.
But they sing a bit about Jesus, and like,
I feel
hey,
like
if that's your
Hawaiian
thing-
Jesus is a little different.
if that's your thing, dude, like all the power to you. That's a genuinely really good reggae band. The Green, like they are very good. Their singer, his voice, every time I listen to them, I'm just like, God, this guy's voice is so good.
Well, because he believes in Jesus. That's one of the rewards.
Well,
sometimes
maybe that's what it is. But yeah,
another good Christian band. And I don't know why I said Hawaiian reggae is different. I had no argument. I just said. But another good Christian band is Switchfoot.
I was not expecting you to bring up Switchfoot.
Switchfoot.
But
They're pretty good, right?
I mean, when I was a Christian, yes, I was really into Switchfoot.
And that's what I'm saying about Reggaenomics. It's like an entry point to like music.
Okay. Yeah.
It's like, right?
Yeah, I see what
If you are conservative and you haven't heard reggae because you're just like, oh, these fucking assholes just keep singing about the same liberal shit.
Yeah.
And then you hear Reaganomics that is like, yeah, less taxes for the rich, yo.
And but yeah, what you're touching on here is precisely why we signed these guys, because they're able to break that boundary. And I think you and I have definitely
Change the world.
Not yet, but we owe it to them to change the world. So we need to create a Truth Social account, and we need to get Reggaenomics in the MAGA movement, because everybody there needs to hear some Reggaenomics. They all need it, so badly.
We should live stream our truth creation. It's a big moment. I don't want to do it. I wouldn't say I'm like a blue sky guy, but like, like I'm definitely not a truth guy. And so for me to like get on there, like that would be like wild. It would be like I would be like a spy, or just like getting into like some weird Like, okay, you went for a walk in the forest and then you just walked into some like weird cult.
You know what's
Party.
what's funny is I have a feeling because we're so deterred by that entire movement in its entirety. I have this weird feeling that if we were to like step into that and deliver some like Reggaenomics, I feel like we might be welcomed with open arms, and it might be a really weird welcoming thing where a bunch of people in red hats who are screaming about immigrants are just going to be like, you know, I love you guys. And we're going to be like really conflicted about this whole experience.
Like,
but
they're so nice.
yeah. But if that's the case, that's a bridge.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's a bridge
what we need.
that all of a sudden, America has some hope. And that's all because of us. That's all because of us.
I have the perfect song for this. Party Together by Reggaenomics.
Fuck yeah, dude. Let's hear it.
Elephant and donkey, let's get real funky. Let's start a party, party together. Yeah, we can bridge this gap of political crap. As long as donkey admit that elephant the shit. Whoa, elephant and donkey, let's get real funky. Let's start a party, party together. Yeah, there's no climate, strange weather. We're better together. Yeah, when elephant on top, donkey eat the slop. What? Donkey join the fence. Wear your big boy pants. We can party through the night. Just admit we're right. Unity in sight. Let's pass the joint. Let's party together. We're birds of a feather. Ah, but this feather's better. But this feather's better. Elephant and donkey, let's get real funky. Let's start a party, party together. Yeah, elephant and donkey, let's get real funky. Let's start a party, party together. Yeah. Elephant and donkey, let's get real funky. Let's start a party, party together. Elephant and donkey, let's get real funky. Let's start a party, party together.
Maybe I didn't have the perfect song for that, but
No, I actually think that was the perfect song.
okay.
And you know what? I think it was the perfect song to close on too.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.